in life. We grow up hearing that helping others is one of the noblest things a person can do. From childhood, we're taught that generosity and compassion make us better human beings. And it's true. Offering a helping hand can give us a sense of purpose, connection, and fulfillment. But here's the part no one really tells you. And I want you to pay close attention to this, because it might just change the way you see your own kindness. Not everyone deserves your help. Surprising, right? Now, before we go deeper, if you've ever felt drained by giving too much to people who didn't value it, then you want to stick around. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss insights like this that protect your peace and power. The truth is, kindness is a gift. But when it's given blindly, it can turn into a weakness. Some people, and I'm sure you've met them, don't see your help as kindness. They see it as an opportunity. They take advantage of your soft heart, drain your energy, and keep coming back for more without ever giving anything in return. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start to feel unappreciated, undervalued, and used. You give and give, but instead of feeling fulfilled, you feel empty. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that some people only reach out when they need something? They're quick to call when they want your help, but mysteriously vanish when you need theirs. If that struck a nerve, you're not alone. And that's exactly why I'm inviting you to subscribe right now. Because here we talk about the patterns most people overlook, the ones silently draining their energy and peace. Here's the reality. Not every situation or person requires your support. Sometimes stepping back isn't selfish. It's wise. It's self-preservation. Because let's face it, if you keep rescuing the same person over and over again, are you really helping them? Or are you stopping them from learning how to stand on their own 2 feet? Think about that. There are people who thrive on manipulation. They'll guilt trip you, play helpless, or even make you feel like you're a bad person if you don't step in. But here's the truth. They're not helpless. They're just comfortable letting you carry their burdens. And the more you carry, the less they have to. It's a cycle. And unless you break it, they'll never change. And here's something even harder to accept. Some people will never change, not because they can't, but because they don't want to. And pouring your energy into those people is like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. It never fills up, and you're left drained. So the next time you feel that pull to step in, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I helping because it's truly needed? Or am I enabling someone who refuses to take responsibility? That one question can save you from years of stress and disappointment. And if this message is already sparking something inside you, if it's making you rethink the way you give your energy, then don't just sit with it. Subscribe now and join a community that values your strength, your wisdom, and your peace of mind. Because your kindness is powerful, but only when it's given to the right people. Your time, your energy, and even your resources, they're not unlimited. You only have so much of them in this lifetime. And if you waste them on people who don't value them, you'll find yourself drained, with nothing left for those who truly deserve your support. Real compassion is not about endlessly giving. It's about giving wisely to those who genuinely benefit from your help. Think about it like this. If you keep pouring water into a broken bucket, no matter how much effort you put in, it will always leak out and disappear. The same thing happens when you invest your kindness in people who are ungrateful, irresponsible, or toxic. You keep giving, but in the end, you're left empty, frustrated, and wondering why you're not appreciated. But let me make something clear. This doesn't mean you should stop being kind or suddenly turn cold-hearted. No, it simply means you need to set healthy boundaries. Helping should come from choice, not from pressure or manipulation. Because when you start recognizing who truly deserves your help and who doesn't, something beautiful happens. You protect your own well-being, and at the same time, you give others the chance to grow up and take responsibility for their lives. And before I move forward, let me quickly remind you, if you're finding this message valuable, hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell icon. Trust me, you don't want to miss the upcoming videos, because each one is packed with life lessons that will protect your peace and give you back your power. Now here's the truth. Life becomes so much easier when you learn the difference between genuine need and manipulative dependency. And believe me, there are very specific types of people you must avoid helping, no matter how much they plead, no matter how much they cry, and no matter how guilty they try to make you feel. Saying no to them is not cruelty, it's wisdom. It's protecting your kindness from being wasted. So let's start with the first type of person you should never help. And as I describe this, I want you to think carefully. Do you have someone like this in your life? The first type is the irresponsible one, the person who always runs away from responsibility. These are the people who constantly create messes in their lives, but expect others to clean up. Whenever something goes wrong, they're quick to blame the world, their family, their friends, or just bad luck. But they never pause to admit that their poor choices got them there. At first, they may look helpless and innocent. They'll cry, they'll complain, they'll play the victim card. And you, being the caring person you are, you step in to rescue them. You give your time, your energy, maybe even your money, hoping that this time they'll finally change. But instead of improving, they repeat the same mistakes again and again. Why? Because they've learned that someone like you will always be there to save them. And here's the hard truth. Helping such people over and over again is not kindness. It's enabling. Life teaches people through consequences. But when you keep shielding them from those consequences, they never learn discipline, accountability, or responsibility. The more you support them, the more they start taking it for granted. Soon, your sacrifices aren't even seen as favors. They become expectations. You stop being appreciated and instead become a backup plan. Now ask yourself, is that really the role you want to play in someone's life? A permanent rescuer for someone who refuses to grow? The reality is their growth begins the moment you step back. And yes, at first, saying no will feel harsh. It will feel like you're being unkind. But in truth, you're giving them the only real chance to wake up, to realize that life won't always give them second chances. Sometimes the most powerful way to love someone is by letting them stand on their own 2 feet, even if they stumble at first. And while you think about that, let me remind you again, if these words are striking a chord, if you've ever been that person who gives too much to people who give nothing back, then you need to subscribe right now, because we're just getting started. In the next part, I'll reveal another type of person you must avoid helping, someone even more draining, and chances are you already know one. The second type of person you must never help is the one who never appreciates anything you do for them. These are the people who take your time, your efforts, and even your sacrifices completely for granted, as if it's your duty to always be there. No matter how much you bend over backwards to support them, they will never say thank you, never acknowledge your struggles, and never truly value your kindness. At first, you might make excuses for them. You tell yourself maybe they're just stressed, maybe they're too busy, maybe they don't know how to express gratitude. But eventually you realize the truth. It's not that they can't appreciate you. It's that they won't. They don't lack the ability to be grateful. They lack the willingness. Helping ungrateful people is one of the fastest ways to feel drained and unworthy. Instead of feeling good about your kindness, you start to question yourself. You wonder, why isn't my effort enough? Why don't they see what I'm doing for them? But here's the truth. You are not the problem. The problem is that they've grown used to receiving without giving back. They don't see your help as a blessing. They see it as their right. And the more you give, the less valuable it becomes in their eyes. And here's the harsh truth. Ungrateful people rarely change. The more you support them, the more entitled they become, expecting bigger and bigger favors. And if you ever stop helping, they won't remember the countless times you sacrificed for them. No, they'll label you selfish, criticize you, or even cut you off completely. That's why protecting yourself from ungrateful people is so important. Gratitude is one of the most basic qualities of good character. And if someone cannot even respect your kindness, then they do not deserve to benefit from it. And before I reveal the third type of person you should never help, let me pause here and ask, are you finding this eye-opening? If you are, make sure you subscribe right now and hit the bell icon, because these lessons will help you protect your energy, your peace, and your heart. Now let's move to the third type of person you must never help. And honestly, this one might feel very familiar. It's the person who only remembers you when they need something. You know, type. They disappear when your life is tough. They're nowhere to be found when you're struggling. But the moment they face a problem, suddenly they remember your number. Suddenly, they remember your door. Suddenly, they remember your kindness. At first, you might believe they're genuine friends or family who just got busy. You welcome them with open arms. You give them your full support. But once their problem is solved, they vanish again. They disappear until the next time they want a favor. This kind of relationship is one-sided and deeply draining. You give your love, your time, and your energy, but you get nothing back. They never ask how you're doing. They never offer support when you need it. They never celebrate your happiness. Their presence in your life is tied only to their needs. And the painful truth is they never truly see you as a priority. You are simply a convenience, a backup plan, someone they know will always be there. And here's the mistake so many people make. They believe these kinds of people will eventually change. They hope that one day, loyalty will replace convenience. But the truth? People who treat relationships like tools rarely change. The more you help them, the more they see you as an endless resource to exploit. If you keep saying yes, they'll keep draining you. And that's why sometimes the strongest, wisest decision you can make is to say no and step away. Real friends, real family, real partners. They stand by you in both good times and bad. They don't just show up when they need to use you. And if you've ever dealt with people like this, if you're nodding your head right now, then you know how exhausting it feels. Which is exactly why I want you to subscribe now so you never miss the upcoming videos, because the next type of person we're about to discuss is even more dangerous to your peace of mind. Before we move forward, let me take just one small moment to say something important. If you are enjoying this topic and finding it helpful, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon. Your support truly motivates me to keep creating more meaningful content for you. By subscribing, you not only stay connected, but also ensure you never miss out on upcoming videos filled with life lessons and powerful truths. Now let's talk about the fourth type of person you must never help. And this one is especially tricky. These are the people who lie and manipulate. They twist stories, exaggerate problems, or even hide the truth just to gain your sympathy. At first, you may feel sorry for them, thinking their situation is genuine. You give them your time, your advice, maybe even your money. But later you discover that their problems weren't as serious as they claimed, or worse, completely made up. They play with your emotions like a tool, using guilt and pity to make sure you can't say no. The danger is, once you help them, they grow bolder. Each lie becomes easier. Each story becomes more dramatic. Instead of being thankful, they sharpen their manipulative skills, learning exactly which buttons to press to make you act the way they want. And the worst part? If you ever refuse, they flip the script. Suddenly you're the heartless one, even though they were the ones exploiting your kindness all along. Here's the hard truth. Liars and manipulators rarely change because manipulation gives them control, and control makes them feel powerful. If you keep helping them, you're not supporting them. You're feeding their dishonesty. Protecting yourself from such people is not selfish. It's wisdom. Genuine people value honesty, while manipulators only value what they can take from you. And if this message is making sense to you so far, don't forget to subscribe right now because in a moment, we'll uncover another type of person who can quietly drain you without you even noticing. That brings us to the fifth type of person you must never help. The one who is full of negativity and refuses to see anything good in life. You know the type. They always complain, always criticize, and always find a problem in every solution. No matter how much support you give them, it's never enough. If you offer advice, they dismiss it. If you give help, they say it's not good enough. And being around them feels like carrying a heavy weight, because instead of lifting you up, they drain you with their endless pessimism. At first, you might think, if I just stay close, maybe I can inspire them to be positive. You believe your kindness will change their perspective. But over time, you realize their negativity isn't just a mood, it's a habit. They're so used to focusing on the bad that no amount of encouragement can shift their mindset. Instead of you lifting them up, they slowly pull you down. And here's the painful truth. Many people believe they can save negative individuals with love and care. But change only happens when a person truly wants it. If someone is determined to stay bitter, no amount of your help will fix them. The best way to deal with such people is to keep your distance. Protect your peace. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you, not those who poison your spirit with endless complaints. And before we move to the sixth type, let me quickly remind you again, subscribe now if you haven't already, because the next one is something you've definitely seen in your life. The sixth type of person you must never help is the one who never learns from their mistakes. These are people who keep making the same poor choices over and over again. They cry about their failures, they promise things will be different this time. But deep down, you know it won't be. You try to guide them, you try to support them, but eventually they fall right back into the same destructive cycle and expect you to rescue them again. The problem with helping them repeatedly is that it keeps them stuck. Instead of facing the lessons life is trying to teach them, they rely on you as their safety net. Your kindness becomes a shield that protects them from reality. And the more you rescue them, the less they feel the need to change, because in their mind, someone else will always be there to clean up the mess. This cycle drains your energy and prevents their growth. And sometimes the best way to truly help such a person is by refusing to help at all. When they are forced to face the consequences of their actions, only then might they finally realize the need to change. Protecting yourself from their repeated mistakes is not selfish, it's wisdom. Real growth begins when someone takes responsibility for their own life. Until then, no amount of your support will ever be enough. Now let's talk about the seventh type of person you must never help. And this one is more dangerous than it appears. These are the people who secretly envy you and don't want to see you succeed. They smile in front of you, but deep down, jealousy burns inside them whenever you achieve something. Instead of celebrating your wins, they compare, gossip, or even look for ways to pull you down. If you help them, they'll take it, but they'll never truly respect you. In fact, some may even use the very things you gave them against you, just to prove they're better. The danger of helping envious people is that they don't see your kindness as kindness. They see it as weakness. The more you support them, the more they believe they deserve what you have. And instead of gratitude, they feel rivalry. No matter how much you give, they will never stop competing with you. And when the moment comes, they might even betray you to get ahead. The truth is, jealousy is a silent poison. Helping those who carry it only invites negativity into your life. Protect your energy. Keep your distance. Because real relationships are built on trust and happiness for each other's success, not envy and competition. And if you've ever dealt with people like this, you know how painful it feels. Which is why I urge you subscribe right now. Because in the next part, I'll show you how to identify even more subtle types of people who quietly drain your energy without you realizing.